So whether the slides are visible?
No, sir.
Anyone say please?
No, sir. No,
No,
sir.
sir.
It's
No, sir.
not visible.
No, sir.
Wait for a while. I think it takes some
Now
time.
it's visible, sir.
Yes, sir. It is, sir.
It's visible. Now it's
Yes,
here.
sir.
Okay. So in the previous class, we have discussed regarding the first two parts, that is characteristics of management and then the functions of management. So can anyone please tell which are the main functions of the management? Yes, please. The first, it start with planning.
Planning,
Yes, very good. Planning.
Scheduling,
Very good. Scheduling.
organizing,
Organizing.
organizing,
staffing,
Staffing.
directing, controlling,
Directing.
coordinating.
directing,
Directing. Controlling and
coordinating.
at last
Coordinating.
coordinating, right? So these are the main functions of management. So in this class we'll start with the important cases. Can anyone please? Yes, you can mute it. Ajit Patil. Yes, okay. So in this class we'll start with importance and purpose of planning process. Okay, so generally why you require planning process in all the aspects, as we can adopt in every stages of our lives and in our present daily life, we'll run with a certain planning process, right? So here, why generally you require planning process? Especially you can take in the construction part, you can take in the business part, you can take in the agriculture, you can take in every aspects of our daily life. So here, why we require this planning process? You can take one example. So if you are planning for a trip, right? So if you are planning for a 4-day trip, so what and all you will plan? So first you will decide the place, right? And then you will decide the time, and you will decide, I mean, you are going to plan which places you are going to be covered at which time, and at which time you need to leave from your own place to the next place, and where you should have the lunch, where you should have the stay, and how you are going to take the photographs, right? So each and everything you are going to plan, which are the necessary things you need to take for that trip, and total cost for that trip, right? So how exactly you are going to do the certain plannings before starting the plan? The same thing you can adopt even in construction stage also. So like you can take the construction industry itself. So in the construction industry, how you are doing the planning process? First you are going to decide where exactly you are going to construct a particular building, and when exactly you are going to start that particular building with respect to the time, and after that after selection of that start time as well as the end time, that at that end time it is going to be decided by the client, right? So within that particular date he require that constructed building. So by taking that certain input data, you will plan the certain activities within that particular durations, right? And then, and which are the materials are required for that construction, and how much quantities of materials and even the resources are required for that. So each and everything which will comes under in this planning process. So by adopting these all planning process, which are the main important things we can get by this planning process, we'll study one by one now, right? So here you can see this flow chart that indicates, I mean, this is the schematic diagram of this importance and purpose of planning. So that includes, I mean, the importance of purpose planning, that includes this minimizes risks, and then effective control, forecasting, economic operation, choosing from alternatives, identification of opportunities, teamwork, development of business strategies, simplifying the goals. So if you adopt the planning process before starting any work, so these are the main important concepts you can get at the end of the project work, right? Okay, the first one. So, which minimizes the risk. So, risk, this particular term, which will be there in every aspects. For example, risk may come in any form. So, might be the lack of materials you may feel. I mean, lack of materials you may get while construction is going on, and then the lack of resources such as men, material, machines, each and everything. So here, if you are planning for a certain things, so you can minimize those risk part. For example, here you can take any one example, such as if you are constructing a particular road work, right? So for that road work, if you are properly planned, so might be that percentage of risk it may get reduces. Like if you have planned properly, like so and so equipments are required for this construction at so and so time, so that time what it happens, that particular equipments will arrive at a particular time, that work will get complete. So when, if you have not planned properly, and if you want to purchase or hire certain equipments for that constructions, again at suddenly you won't get those equipments and all, so that time which may feels bit difficulties in the execution part of the construction. So that certainly leads what, the increasing the time, and even that time increasation will be directly proportional in the increment of the cost also, right? So if you are planned properly, so you can minimize the risk which will comes in between the execution part. And second one, that effective control. So here this effective control part, this planning and this control, which are inseparable and interdependent. So these both planning and this controlling system, it's like interdependent with each other, so both should go hand to hand. So that time it helps to search from the various alternatives. For example, you can take the different models will be there, so that models, I mean that whatever the execution committee will be there, so that one it should coordinate with the planning department, and then they should go on hand to hand. So that is like that effective control we can achieve in the execution part of the construction. And next, forecasting. So forecasting is nothing but the future prediction. So if you planned properly, so you will come to know that which are the future aspects which will be there in the planning stage itself. For example, if you start planning from today, if you have completed all the activities with necessary resources, with all the man, machine, time and all, so you will come to know that yes, at this particular time we are going to finish this work, and after this work we can give this one, hand over this one to the client, so that we can complete that particular work as per the client's requirement, right? So this is a part of forecasting. And then this economic operation. So this strategic planning is nothing but the planning with respect to a coordination between all the organizational committees, right? So here this operational planning, that directly relation with respect to the operational planning. So operational planning, sorry, this is with respect to the economic operation, right? So this economic operation, that directly interdependent between the strategic planning as well as the operational planning. So the strategic planning is nothing but what, here this planning can be predicted, and this operational planning in the sense how exactly they are going to execute those works. So each and everything which will dependent between the strategic planning as well as the operational planning. So this directly proportional in the increment of this economic things, right? And next one, that is choosing from alternatives. So here in the planning stage, you need to select different plans, right? So I mean you need to plan with alternatives such as alternative 1, alternative 2, alternative 3. So because in some cases, I mean in the future part, might be some obstacles may come, some hazards may come. So that time you can shift from plan A to plan B, right? So like that, in the planning stage itself, we need to select the alternatives. And for example, if you have planned the material, that is by using the sand you can construct a building, such as by using concrete, mortar and all. So in some cases sand may not available because of so many government issues. So that time, instead of that sand, you can use M sand, right? So that will comes in further plan, that is alternative A, alternative B. In alternative B, might be you can select that material which is alternative for the normal sand or river sand. So instead of that, you can use M sand there. So in the planning stage itself, you need to plan for various alternatives. So any obstacles comes, we can shift from one plan to the next plan, like that. Okay, so that one we will come to know in this planning stage itself. So that is main advantage of this. And identification of opportunities. So here opportunities which may increase and decrease depends upon the time. So here identification of opportunities, generally we can classify with respect to the so many requirements which are running on in the market field, right? Few students are waiting for the session, we'll wait. So I request every students kindly join within the time period, within the starting of the class. I request you to join. So in this identification of opportunities, we can give one example, like the rates of materials which may get varies, depends upon the time, depends upon the availability as well as the demand. So at the right time, where that cost of the materials which will be less, that time you can purchase in a bulk part. So like that, you can select the best opportunity in the planning stage itself. And teamwork. So here this teamwork is most important to achieve any work. So you can't do all the works in one organization committee, right? So here teamwork with support of all the organization committee, you can achieve your own goals which are there at the beginning stage of your project work, right? So that one we can do in this planning stage itself. So this teamwork we can get decide in the planning stage. So and so work has to be distributed based upon their specialization and based upon their technical things, right? So like that, we can plan how exactly we can make a better team to achieve these certain goals, right? So these are the okay. So next part of the importance of this planning, that is development of business strategy. So this development of business strategy, it's like what? So after constructing any work, how it is related to the business aspect. So depends upon that, you can plan. So yes, we are going to construct this particular work. For example, you can take the airport. So initially, just beside the airports and all, before constructing the airports, that will be an empty land, right? So once that airport has been constructed there, so many buildings may, I mean, heavy civil engineering infrastructures may get developed beside that particular airport work, right? So depends upon that, you need to start the work. So that one we will come to know in this planning stage itself. And then the simplifying goals. So by adopting this planning process, easily you can achieve your goals. Because if you don't have a proper plan, what it happens, you will not come to know that when exactly we need to start the work, how many members we require to complete this work, which are the resources are required. So each and every part, it will arise certain question marks. So when you have planned properly, so you will come to know that how many resources, how much resources are required to work on this particular project work, and how much money is required, and how exactly we can utilize that one in the construction part, right? So we can achieve certain goals and aims of the project work by adopting this planning stage. Okay, so this is how exactly the nature of planning which may get adopt. So basically we can say it as a continuous process, because this planning not only it will be there in the starting stage of the project work. So in each and every stage of the project work, such as what we can call activities, right? So these activities, I think you know, you'll be knowing about the activities. It's a small part of a project work. For example, if you are constructing any building work, this activities, main activities will start with the construction of foundation, construction of the plinth part, and then the construction of the column, construction of the slab, beam, flooring. So like that, the works which will get divided in the form of activities. Like, so here this planning stage which will be there in every activities part, right? So in this case, this planning stage, at every start of the activities we will think, so for this, to complete this particular activity, what and all we require, and when we need to start, how the procedure will be, right? So before starting the particular activity only, it will be there at the certain, I mean at the starting stage of that activity, right? So here, so by taking this example, we can say it as this is continuous and ongoing process. And then this planning is goal oriented. So planning is goal oriented in the sense, this planning which is purely dependent upon aims what we will fix before starting the project work, right? And it is pervasive function. So that is this done by the managers at all the levels. So you will be knowing about from top level to the lower level. So this planning stage which will be applied for each and every member of the organization, each and every department of the organization. And this is flexible in nature. So flexible in nature, which is nothing but you can change this planning part even after completing half of the work. So that is again dependent upon the managers and the changes what it will be suggested by the client. So if client requires some of the changes, so that time according to his choice you can change your planning part. I mean that entire work he will get changes, so depends upon that your planning part also it will get changes. So again circumstances will get applied for that consequences, such as increasing the cost and increasing the time, so that may get applied for that changes part, right? So but this plan we can be changes because we'll be having certain alternatives for that. And this is intellectual process that involves choices and decision making. So before planning stage it is such a difficult task, because at the initial stage we won't come to know that how exactly we need to start a project work, right? So again that is dependent upon a person's experience and then his techniques what he is going to be used in the execution part. Okay, so here it involves choice as well as the decision making, and then it is an integrating process, so that any improper plan results in random activity. So here whatever the improper planning if you have done it, so that leads in the increasing cost as well as the time which is there in the part. So this planning we need to do it properly without any mistakes, such that one simple mistake of planning, that entire project may get leads with respect to increasing cost as well as the time. So we need to plan it properly. And here the same thing what we have explained with respect to that schematic diagram of the planning. So which is the first point, minimizes uncertainty as well as the risk. So uncertainties are nothing but these floods, heavy rains, landslides, etc., etc. So this we can't predict at the planning stage. Okay, so planning stage might be we'll be knowing certain uncertainties such as heavy rains and all. So that time, what we can do, so at that particular period time, we need to provide less works, or else we can keep that one for interior work instead of the concreting work and all. Because if you have planned the concreting work at the rainy days, so again because of rain, that work which may get delays. So to avoid that entire part, so we need to avoid the rainy season for the concreting work. So like that, so many examples will be there for every activities. So we need to skip that uncertainties, and then we can continue the work. So that one, it can be get helpful in the planning stage itself. And then it gives a clear view of the future, that is nothing but the forecasting part. And then this leads to effective use of resources in economic operation, because you will come to know that after the planning stage, you will come to know that how exactly the resources are required at a certain days. So each and everything will be knowing by this planning stage, so that directly relation with this economic operation. And then this effective control, this planning and control, which are inseparable, and then the interdependent with each other, so they should go on hand to hand. So then helps to identify potential opportunities as well as the threats. So threats are nothing but the if certain marketing things are going down, so how we can develop that one, how we can overcome those all threats, that one we will be studying in planning stage itself. Okay. And then leads to development of business strategies and budget planning. So here business strategies, as we have given the example as airport part, so you will be knowing each and every part how it is going to be helpful in the upcoming days. And planning is useful for teamwork, sense of direction, as well as the purpose. And then one more point, that is helps to identify the potential opportunities and threats. So in this part, opportunities, you can say it as increased production when there is a more demand. So it's like what, you can take one example now. So in this previous few months, there is much demand for mask as well as the sanitizer, right? So here at this particular stage, once if you know about, I mean, this is, we have not predicted this COVID-19 in the month of, the starting month of this year, but in some cases we'll be knowing, so and so days we require so and so materials and all. So that time, the increment of, I mean, the increase in the production, that may leads in the decreasing of the total investment, right? So even we will get much profit from those products. Okay. And building trust, when you have planned properly, the client will get believeness in you. So if you are a project manager, if you have planned properly, so that time he will get certain strength on your work. So that will increase the trust in the client. And conveying information, it's like, once if you have planned properly, so that information, whatever it will get passes from each and every department, will convey to the subordinates which are present in that organization members. And dividing responsibilities. So by adopting this planning stage, you can divide certain works, depends upon their specialization as well as depends upon their technical aspects. And then the simplifying goal is possible through this planning process. So this is also a major important question which may ask for 8 to 10 marks. Next, so this planning will be having certain limitations. So those limitations are like lack of reliable data, that is reliable information is not available. So before starting any project work, which is difficult to collect all the necessary data. For example, the details which are required to construct any one building. So that time the initial data which are required for planning stage, for example, the total carpet area, for example, the permissions from the municipal corporation, and if something that place is, whether it is reliable for construction or not. So certain testings and all, it has to be done before starting the project work. So until and unless that, you cannot start the planning stage. So that is a part of one limitation will be there in the planning stage. And lack of initiative. So this initiative which will be there only from the experienced person. So if you are a fresh candidate in the planning stage, which is very difficult, because an experienced person will be knowing about how the consequences will get arises in the execution part, that is done as per the planning process. So he will be knowing that how exactly the things will get works out at the part of the execution. So if you are a fresh candidate and if you start planning, you will be planning each and every stage, but in the execution part, which is very difficult, okay, because might be if you have planned 8 days for a certain activities, it may take 10 days. Again, that 2 days, how you are going to overcome. So each and everything will be there. So only you can achieve this initiative part of the planning, which can be done by the experienced person. And here some managers which may fails to take the initiative in the planning process, because they will be fearing for that entire project work. So experienced persons can handle these all situations. And again, this is a costly process. This is a major limitation of this planning. So to do this planning process only, we require certain days for this. We need to keep certain days. And for that days, we'll be planning each and every part of the project work, including all the resources, including the execution part, including the equipments, each and every aspects. So it requires certain time. So that time is directly proportional in the increment of this total budget. And rigidity in organizational working. So rigidity in the sense, once if it is a particular department has started the work, and if certain changes has been comes in the work, so that time that half of the work which may directly proportional, that entire, I mean directly proportional in the entire work has to be stopped in these different organizational committees. And non-acceptability of a change, a commonly experienced this is phenomenon. So once a manager has planned, certain after certain days client will come and to change, he will suggest you to change that entire planning stage. So that time that is again dependent upon the manager. So if the manager is agreed with the clients, then he can change by taking some terms and conditions. And here usually in this part we cannot change, I mean the most of the managers will not change that entire execution part as they have planned in the earlier stage. And external limitations, such as, which is very difficult, such as some of the alternatives what we have discussed. So that time this planning will get fails, because we can't predict some of the alternate that uncertainties. So that time this entire planning which will get fails, okay. And even psychological barriers also one of the major limitation of this planning. And here you can see the different types of plans, that is initial plan, reference plan, strategic plan, development plans, operational plan, project plan, business plan, and at last fundraising strategy plan. Okay, we'll study one by one now. So in this initial plan, so in order to begin the assessment of any project work, we need some sort of plan that indicates the broad strategy to achieve the project activities. So at the initial stage, how exactly you are going to start? So for that, for initial planning stage only, I mean, we are not going to discuss anything about the starting of the project work till end. So before that only, for planning only, what and all we need to do the initial plans for that, right? So which are the data we need to collect, and how exactly we are going to start the scheduling part. So each and everything will be there in this initial plan. So often the project plan is taken as everything that project needs to exist, that including the Gantt chart or network schedule. So this Gantt chart or network schedules, it gives the entire system of that activity as well as the duration part. So this particular activity, how much days it is going to be consumed. So when it is going to be start, when it is going to be end. So each and everything, it will be there in the Gantt chart. So that one easily we can track in the execution part. So that one we need to select whether we need to go for this Gantt chart or this network schedules. Nowadays, you can see so many softwares are available, such as Microsoft Project, Primavera and all. So instead of this, you can use the software directly so that the work stress will get reduced. So sorry. So in this case, the initial plan is the schedule that contains those activities that will allow you to begin the assessment of the procedure for initiation or start of the project. So that only what we have said. So here in this Gantt chart, in this initial plan, we'll come to know that when exactly we are going to start the work and when exactly we are going to end that work, and within that particular duration part, which are the activities will come, and that activities total durations, start date, end date, and then which are the resources are required. So everything which will comes under in this initial plan. And reference plan. So at the end of the defining the project phase, we may have to modify the initial plan to take into account to include areas that have been omitted. So here, before the planning stage, they are going to define that entire project, what they are going to work on that, right? So in this part, while after defining the project, so in this defining the project is nothing but they are going to explain which type of project they are going to conduct, or which different project they are going to work on. So after defining that, whatever the initial plan we have made, that one, I mean whatever we have left from the initial plan, that one we can complete it by using this reference plan. So here in others case, we can keep certain base plans such as already completed works, what it will be there. So that one we can consider as the reference plan, and depends upon that this particular work, how much days it is going to be consumed. So the same plan only, I mean that successful plan, what they have achieved in the previous project, that one only we can consider as the reference plan here. And this is also known as a baselining, a plan for later comparison purpose. It's like what they are going to compare your own planning with already successful completed project plan. Okay, so that time you will come to know the limitations as well as the advantages from your plan. Okay, so that time you can rearrange or you can modify that whatever you have planned from the present work by referring the previous successful work. And here strategic plan. So this is a plan that covers you long-term mission and vision of the organization. So here certain companies will be having on their own vision and mission. So here vision is nothing but it's like what, I mean which are the aims they are going to achieve, and mission is nothing but that entire system of achieving those goals. Okay, so we need to refer this particular plans also, so that contains informations of the changes that will help you to achieve that entire project work. And this plan should contain an analysis of the internal and external environment, so that taking into account that opportunities and potential threats. So here we'll come to know that in the strategic plan we'll be predicting the future things. So during rainy seasons we cannot conduct much work, so instead of that period, I mean in the rainy season, we can use the resources for other works also, right? So depends upon that, we need to change the work from original plan to the strategic plan. Okay, so in the strategic plan we'll come to know that opportunities as well as the threats part, and again that will help the organization plan more effectively for the future work. And development plan. So here, these development plans are similar to a strategic plan, but more often used when starting up a new organization. So especially these development plans will be helpful for the startup companies, right? So for for those startup companies, they are going to refer this development plan, so that they will come to know that how better we can develop a particular company or organization in a better way. And plan as a develop activities and targets. So here, after the planning stage, in this operational plan, how exactly they are going to execute the works, which standard procedures they need to follow, which standard code books they need to refer, which type of materials they require. So each and everything we can plan in this operational plan, so that one which the organization will carry out in order to work the aims and objectives. So as per the goals, as well as whatever we have planned before starting the project work. So that one we can achieve by referring this operational plan. And it provides the framework for an organization's day-to-day operations, and operational plan that covers 1 year period. So this operational plan, usually it will be there with depends upon the number of activities which are present in the project work. In this project plan, so that outlines the objectives and key activities to be achieved within a specified time frame, often for a period of 1 to 3 years. So this entire project plan, usually that is dependent upon the total duration of the project work. It is the longest part of the planning stage, that is total project plan. And then this project plan is a time limited piece of work, not to be confused with an organization which is an ongoing entity that carries out the projects. For these all more details, you can go for a PM book, right? So that PM book that contains this all planning stages over there. And then this business plan, which is like what? This business plan we can start at the initial part only by thinking that we have completed the project work. So here, this business plan can be written for 3 to 5 years, because here with a definite start and definite end time. Because once if you have finished the work, from that time this business plan will get start. Okay, so we, for this reason we need to know the exact completion time period, so exactly when it is going to be complete. So depends upon that we can plan on this. So we need to concentrate more on starting and end part of a particular project work. Okay, and then fundraising strategy. So here fundraising strategy is a written statement of how an organization intends to fund its works. So here, at which particular time, how much fund we require to complete the work. For example, your project total duration is 1 year. So here, and it requires around 10 crore rupees. You can take it as a 12 crores. Okay, so you will be having a certain projects. The total budget is 12 crores, and total durations they have given for 12 months. So here, what you need to do, at the initial stage only, you are not supposed to release that entire 12 crores rupees in the first month itself. So that is dependent upon a requirement of that fund. So that one you can decide in this fundraising strategy plan. For example, in the first month you require around 10 crores rupees, 8 to 10 crores. So only that much we need to release. Okay, I mean that one we need to release from the certain organizations, or from the project manager, or from the client. So that remaining amount, it can be again deposited in a certain part, so that we can get certain interest through those fund. So like that we need to plan in a particular directions how much part of money we need to release for the conduction of this works. So that one, it will be again helpful for the saving the money also. So again, this fundraising strategy that is closely related to the organization's business plan. So here saving the money also is a part of a business. So that one we need to plan efficiently and effectively, such that the total available amount or cost we need to utilize it in a proper way. Okay, and this is about today's class. We have studied the importance and purpose of planning process, and then different types of plans, limitations of planning, and then the nature of planning. So if you are having any doubts, you can ask. That it's understood? Rakesh, you have said no for not visualizing the slides. Huh? Yes, if you're having any doubts, you can ask. Can anyone please? No doubts? We stop the class now. Am I audible? Yes, can anyone say please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Gets understood now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Thank you. So if you are having any doubts, feel free to ask the questions, because it's a new subject for you, and since it is a theory subject, few things are difficult to understand. So if something is not understood, so kindly ask the question so that we can clear those doubts for you. So if you are not having any doubts, you can put your attendance in the chat box and you can disconnect the call. This is up to for today's class. Vishwanath already copy pasted the thing.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Deepesh, you joined now? Deepak? Deepak, you can give the attendance. We can disconnect the call. Miss Prema. ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಟೇಲರ್ ಹೋದ್ರನ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ದೀಪಕ್ ಕಬ್ಬೂರ್, ಪ್ರೇಮಾ ಗಡ್ದಿ. ಬೇಡ